everybody. This is my video response to Progress Video Journal number 2. I realized as I was looking at this series of videos that there's something I should be doing. And what I decided to do was, as I listened to your video responses and I watched you speak about the class, that it would be helpful perhaps to me and maybe even to you and maybe to future students if I take notes. So what I did was I opened up a spreadsheet. I had everybody's name in it, and I just started typing notes as I listened to your journals. And I'm providing those for you. If you want to see how your classmates feel about the class, you're welcome to take a look. I don't really expect you to do that, but you can skim it if you want. And I've got 47 students' feedback on there. A few people didn't post anything. You're welcome to check that out. And I put my comments in brackets. Sometimes I just can't help it, and I respond a little bit to what, like for example, on one comment, student 13, they found something, they found the web journal frustrating, and I put, I'm not sure what that means, but then I realized later that I actually did understand what that means. But sometimes I put comments in brackets. Anyway, that's available to you if you access the link that's at the bottom of this, like underneath this video. And I've typed up some notes because there's some things I would like to share with you. So this was the first Progress Video Journal that you were supposed to do on a webcam, and I just found the experience of listening to you speak about the class to be really refreshing and helpful to me to really understand how things are going. You know, normally I get messages through, you know, text and an email inside of CourseDen, and that can convey a whole lot, and it strips away some things that are unnecessary perhaps, like I don't get to see your chihuahua on your lap as you type that message, or I don't get to see your daughter kissing you good night as you make that message, but a human element is added with these Progress Video Journals that I think I really like. We'll see, you know, moving ahead into future semesters I may drop this idea, but right now I think it's kind of cool. I think that it forces me to acknowledge your experiences a little more than simply looking at your work. So simply looking at your work has its advantages. I mean, it's good for me to really, you know, if an instructor's role is to judge a student, which you may or may not agree with that, but if that's the role of the instructor, then it's really good if I judge you by your work, right? But it just adds a human dimension that I think I really like. And, you know, we can't forget that. Even when we're online, we can't forget one another's humanity. So anything we can do to increase that sort of bond is good. Okay, so back to my notes. All right, so I do want to thank you guys for being good sports and doing the Progress Video Journals. One thing I would like to acknowledge is that I should have graded Progress Video Journal number 2 somewhere around February 15th, February 20th at the latest, and I did grade it here on March 3rd and 4th, so that's too late. I mean, it's good in terms of getting feedback about the course. How do students feel about Module 2? How do they feel about Module 2 in the spring of 2011? But in terms of my being able to respond to you guys in a timely fashion, I think we can all agree that it would make more sense in terms of gathering feedback about your students, assessing as you go, formatively. It makes more sense to do it within about 5 days. It should be the first thing that I grade, actually, in my opinion. When I look at that module, before I grade the assignments, it would make sense in terms of formative assessment and timeliness if I actually grade that first. So I'm going to try to start doing that. And Progress Video Journal number 3 was submitted about 6 days ago, and some of you are probably still submitting it because I did tell you could turn that in a few days late. And so I need to do that in the next couple of days here. And so I'm gonna try to stick to that and get that done. So what did you guys tell me in the Progress Video Journal number 2? Here I have a little in my notes. Let me make sure. Yeah, I already said that part. What did you say? Okay. For the most part, Module 2 went better for most of you than Module 1 did. A lot of you were saying that you were getting the hang of things. You're learning, what's expected and where you post things. You're getting used to working by submitting things in your wiki. I think that confused some people in the beginning. I think if I were to put it in my own words, I would probably say that there was some culture shock for a lot of you with the class in Module 1. A lot of you say that it's a lot more work than you expected in general. But I don't hear that as much in Module 2 as I did in Module 1. Because I think to some extent maybe Module 1 is a module where you are, it just takes you longer. A lot of you had to go through those long wiki tutorials. You may have had to go through some other long tutorials in the beginning, and maybe you're having to rely on those less. And actually, one student did say that. He said that he was trying to work from memory and not have to rely on tutorials as much, so that he could try to learn, the concepts of, maybe working in a wiki, for example. A lot of people said they liked podcasting. I was surprised. Sometimes I don't realize that people actually like it, And so that was interesting to learn that a lot of you like it. Maybe not all of you, but a lot do. And a lot of people mentioned Radio Willow Web and Eric Langhorst's examples of podcasting in the elementary middle school settings is very enlightening. It showed them a diversity of ways in which you could use this tool in the classroom. And one of you said that your sons were very excited and were pressuring you possibly to help them make a podcast in the near future. So there's a lot of ways you can use it, both in the school setting and in your personal life. So I hope you felt that way. With the TechCast, where you had to research 5 tools on the Galileo databases, in particular the EBSCOhost database is what I recommended. A lot of people mentioned finding that to be useful. They were surprised at a lot of the tools they found. Some of you liked going into Galileo using the EBSCO database. At least one person flat out didn't like it, thought it was confusing, hard to navigate. But I got to tell you, that is the way you get research. And so if you want to be research based in your practice, whether that's as a speech language pathologist or a teacher, and when your administrators talk about how you need to be research based and data driven, and in order to get deeper with the research, you have to go into those unpleasant, messy databases, and you just get used to them. I'm having to use them all the time now in my life, and you really do get used to them, and you actually start to think like them, I guess. And they're messy. Actually, they're quite tidy compared to the good old days when you had to go to the library and use book indices and go hunt for things on paper and then go make photocopies. I mean, talk about a mess. So this is a lot better than that. One of you said that I should maybe make a recommendation about how, if you're on the EBSCOhost database, and this works on all of them actually, I can't tell you exactly where it is because I don't have it in front of me, but you can actually tell it what databases you want it to search, and this one student found that her searches were better once she narrowed it down by her field. She said that she got more articles by doing that than by using the default setting. And I can't remember what the default setting is, but I need to go and check that out again too, because I think I'd forgotten about that feature. I have to call you back. Bye. There's lots of interesting feedback, and a lot of it is contradictory, so not all of you agree about the course. Some of you like the structure. One of you outright said, I need to do some housekeeping and figure out how to make it so there's fewer links and fewer tabs open and fewer windows, and it's confusing and all this kind of stuff. So yes, the course is in progress. It is a continual process of designing and redesigning and revising, and just bear with me. I do my best to balance the feedback I get from you with what needs to be done in the course, and so I'll continue to strike the best balance that I can. Again, I do appreciate your input in these journals. I am looking forward to hearing what you have to say about Module 3. I feel like it had a stressful moment in it in the last weekend when, like in the first week of the module, probably about 15% of you had joined the K-12 Texters Wiki where you're doing the groupets work. And I was like, I sense some procrastination here, and it may have been because of the digital movie taking up a lot of time. That would make sense to me. That's what I heard from several of you through email. So that could be that, what was going on there. It may have not indicated a huge class-wide procrastination issue. But by the time the second weekend came along, the end of the module, there was still a lot of people not joining the K-12 Texters Wiki, and I sent out that Friday message saying, come on, guys, or maybe it was Thursday. I think it was the Thursday before the last day, saying, come on, get in there, get doing this basic, get doing this Group It's 1 assignment. And, I extended the deadline and all that. But I think there was some stress, especially for the people that went in there earlier, that went in during the first week and then wanted to get it going. Some of you posted things and nobody in your group responded to you. So I'll be interested to see what people say about Module 3. And that should hopefully help me as I'm working on building Group It's 2, 3, and 4, and building that structure for you guys. That should inform that structure. I think that's going to help me a lot. I feel the strong urge, again, to jump right into Progress Video Journal 3 right now. But what I am going to do is grade the TechCast next. It needs to get finished. I need to learn about those tools you found. And then this weekend, I will hop into Progress Video Journal 3. And then over spring break, I will hopefully early. I don't want this hanging over me either. And you need your feedback back on your coursework. So I'll get that finished as soon as I can. I'm in the grading cave. And if you need to meet or visit over spring break, I will be available the whole time. I'm not going out of town. My kids are in school here in Carrollton, and so I am getting up every day at 6:30 in the morning and working as usual. So just let me know if you need anything or if you need to meet on campus. I'm here for you. All right, thanks.